video walkthrough of our platform, and I'll take you through three things. One, the continuous aspect of our AI mapping of skills. Two, the organizational view of skill gaps. And finally, the employee individual view of skill gaps. So first of all, let's go to a view of the first innovations of our platform, which is the continuous aspect. Here you can see, I'll just start this first. So here, what you can see is this is one of the core innovations that we're delivering, which is that our AI continuously monitors and maps an employee's skills on an ongoing basis. And here you can see that one of the first integrations we've built is to a Google Calendar, with more to come, including like Outlook. And what the first thing we've done is that it integrates with all your events from the last year, and then it uses the skills future framework of all the 40,000 knowledge and abilities and their mapping to skills to infer what skills and what proficiency levels you have. So you can see here, right, this is the time today, I just ran it. It's analyzed 220 events, and yeah, so these are the skills that it's come up with. And for each one, you can see the proficiency level and the confidence of estimation, and break down into what I've achieved, as well as active contributions I've made related to that skill from my calendar. So yeah, so this is the MVP. We're still iterating and improving on this, but this is the first principle of continuous mapping. All right, let's go to our main platform. Cool. So this, after all the skills of an organization, job roles and employees have been mapped, for the organization, which is the leadership, HR, and managers, they will get a view like this. And this is a circle chart that basically abstracts by level of complexity the skill gaps at each level of the organization. So you can quickly see that, yellow means that it's 50 to 70% skill gaps, and if it's red, it's less than 50%. You can see quickly which departments have the biggest skill gaps. You can zoom in by further subgroupings until you actually get to the individual level, and you can see the skill gaps for each grouping. And we're still adding proactive features to this, where we want the system to eventually be like magic, reading the mind of the user and suggesting, for example, top courses to take to address these skill gaps. One of the things that we've already built in as a proactive interface is essentially ChatGPT, but with the entire context of this people data in the system. So you can say, analyze top gaps and suggest courses. So we've actually integrated a mock LMS data into this flow as well to show how this works. But essentially, it has tool calling, and it'll actually go through the database to identify the context of your question before coming up with a tailored solution to whatever you ask. And to be clear, you can ask for reports, you can ask for like training needs analysis, right? So you can see here it comes up with a view of like the top skill gaps and recommendations. We're working on making this more proactive as well, and we're releasing a feature by later tonight, which basically actually the chat would start off prompting the user about the top gaps that they see, right? And basically it would prompt the user given the top problems it sees with the context it's given on the current page. And you'll start off asking like, okay, so with this department, there is this amount of gaps. How, is there anything you want to explore further? So it's proactively nudging the user. So that's an organizational level. Let's go to the individual view. So when we actually deploy this in an organization, so certain people will get access to the organizational view, and certain people the employees will all get access to their own profiles. And so here you can see that it's a classic spider chart. The orange is what skills the role requires and proficiency, while the green is what they have, so they can quickly see what gaps they have. And yeah, so I think one of the side effects of this is that we think they can bring much more real-time transparency and motivation and engagement for the employees to have this. They can view, right? So if they want to actually go to be the chief executive officer, what gaps they need to develop. So this is some form of career development. And yeah, and they would also have their own AI assistant, and this is key, right? Their own proactive assistant that actually identifies their top gaps, and every time they log in, we'll start a conversation with them to nudge them in a certain direction. And they can also ask any question that they need, similarly to the view I showed earlier. Yeah, so this is an overview of our platform currently. It's currently kicking off with our first client. We're still building on it very fast. Yeah, thanks for listening.